Hey girls, so I'm gonna apologize already right now before I start. My son is watching a movie and he literally hates when I go live, so he will probably be popping in and screaming a little bit. So that's life, and that's how I make all of this work, is I have to include my son in a lot of things, and if he doesn't like it, he's just gonna have to get used to it for the time being. So just want to apologize ahead of time. So I really wanted to talk about mindset, because I know I did a post earlier today kind of talking about like the journey of health and fitness and how it probably will pan out, you know, as you're going through your own. So the first thing it said was change is hard. And when I speak to a lot of women, especially people who have a lot on their plates, so I talk to a lot of moms, I talk to people who are, you know, in a career right now, people who are in school, people who have a lot going on in their life. And when I present them with the opportunity to be in one of the challenge groups, and I present them with the nutrition and the workouts, it might sometimes feel like a lot, especially for some people who haven't really been on a health and fitness journey. They've kind of just been eating whatever and not really being active. It's a big change. And a lot of the change really is up here that you have to experience as you go through your health and fitness journey. And as you start out, this might be a little bit weak, okay? So your mind might not be as strong as you want it to be able to push through a struggle that you may be having, or a craving that you may be having, or a day where you're just exhausted. It might be hard to push through that and just do it anyways. So I just want to let everyone know that as you go through this journey, it's not always going to be easy. But what I'm going to help you do, and what everyone else technically in the group's going to end up helping you do, is get your mind in the right place so that when you're hit with a time where you're struggling, where maybe you're extremely busy and it's really hard to fit a workout in, and the only time you can really get it in is in the morning, and that morning time might be 4:30, 5 a.m. A lot of people up here don't have the mindset to make that happen because they have a million excuses in their head as to why that's too early, they can't do it, yada, yada, yada. And what I'm going to help you do, and what our group's going to help you do, is get over those excuses that you constantly keep throwing at yourself, and kind of just jump over that fear of maybe it's getting up early, maybe it's working out after work, maybe it's packing your lunch instead of buying your lunch. There's a lot of new things that are going to happen for you. And if your mind's not in the right spot, a lot of the times you're going to find an excuse as to why you don't need to do it or why you can't do it. And that's not what we want to happen. So change is definitely going to be hard, but you have to remember, I tell people this all the time when they come to me with struggles, you know, this is too crazy, this is too hard, I can't wake up that early, or whatever their excuse ends up being. I'm too busy. I always tell them everything that is worthwhile, okay, everything that's worthwhile in life does not come easy. The things in life that are hard are the things that are actually the best for us and make life that much more exciting. So I want you to keep remembering that as we go through this journey. If you decide to go on this journey with me and some other ladies that will be present, you have to remember that, you know, these journeys that we're on, especially with our health and fitness, aren't always going to be easy, but they're always going to give us results that are good. So I will post often in our accountability groups about, you know, you making this healthy choice today, or using your containers today, or maybe your workout today made you feel uncomfortable. But the ultimate result that's going to come out of that little uncomfortable feeling is awesomeness, and nothing negative is going to come out of it. Literally nothing. The only thing that could come out negative is you not doing it, and then you feel guilty about it, and then your results are going backwards. That's really the only thing that can come out. I wanted to share something. I'm doing a program right now, and the trainer in it actually said something so cool the other day, and I wanted to share this with you guys. She talked about willpower, and she talked about how a lot of people say there's just people in this world that have willpower, and there's just people in this world that don't. And she's like, that's not true. I mean, some people might be a little bit more disciplined just because maybe they're like a right-sided brain person. I don't know. She said she didn't know what side of the brain it was, but whoever uses like a certain side of their brain might be a little bit more inclined to be disciplined. She said, but really, there's not like disciplined people out there and not disciplined people out there. She said, willpower is a muscle. Just like your leg muscles, your butt muscles, your ab muscles. It's a muscle that you have to work at. And I loved that because I have always gotten from people, especially in the past, like, we're just more disciplined than me. Like, you just have more willpower than me. I'm like, no, like, I've been working on this for a while. And I gave an example and I said, listen, I have been working on my willpower since I was literally a child. I have been in sports. I have been an active human being ever since I was a kid. And I have learned to strengthen that willpower. So like in high school and stuff like that, I was playing softball and that was my favorite sport of all time. And I wanted to play college softball so bad. And so I had to constantly work on that willpower of, well, instead of going out with my friends, I need to go to the batting cage. And it was really hard to do that. Like a lot of the times I was an idiot and went out with my friends and played like crap the next day because my willpower wasn't that strong back then. So I was constantly working on it. And then when I got into college, I had to constantly work on that willpower as well, which was really hard with all the temptations that I had in college. So I was constantly working on it then. Then I graduated college and had to work on my willpower because I was no longer in sports anymore. I gained weight because I wasn't working out like I used to anymore. So I had to reverse my mindset on my food choices that I used to like eat onion rings and all kinds of crazy stuff at night in college. And I had to totally revamp that. And so my willpower was tested again then. I ran a marathon because I felt like that was the only thing to get my butt back in shape because I couldn't figure it out. The willpower I had to practice and to train for that was insane. So that helped my willpower muscle get stronger. Then I had a baby. And so it just keeps going on and on and on. I had a baby, had a C-section, had postpartum depression. My willpower was tested hard. I think that was when it was tested the absolute hardest. And I've had that practice of my willpower getting tested and tested and tested. And so it was stronger for me then. And I was able to get out of that depression. I was able to lose my baby weight. And that's how I've kind of gotten here right now, is because my willpower has been worked. And what we're going to do in this accountability group is I'm going to help you work on your willpower muscle. Not only are you going to be working on a video, somebody calls me. So not only are you going to be working on your muscles here, and you're going to be working on your muscle up here, which is your willpower muscle. And so what I like to do in my challenge groups is what we call daily challenges or daily tasks. And every single day for the amount of time that we're doing the group, I'm going to invite you to post in the comments. And basically the daily tasks will be working your mindset. So asking you to do certain things. I don't want to give them away because it's fun. Dad will not stop calling me. I have to call him back. Okay. So anyways, I post these daily tasks and daily challenges for you guys in the accountability groups to work on this up here and strengthening that willpower so that you can make those healthy choices, so that you can get up and work out, so that you can make sure you're getting in everything you need to get in to have the results that you ultimately want. So in the quote that I posted today, yes, change is going to be hard, and I talked about that. The next thing I said is the middle gets messy. And what that means is the start is really exciting. So like starting a new program, starting new nutrition, just getting yourself all pumped up because you're like, oh, I'm going to reach these goals that I've had in my mind for so long. So you're like super excited and your adrenaline's kind of up at the beginning. And then it kind of tapers off a little bit in the middle. And what I mean by that is after we've been doing this for so long, a lot of people, like I said, their willpower hasn't been worked. They've just been trying to work out and eat healthy, but they're not working on their inner self and their mind. And what they do is it gets a little messy. You might get frustrated with yourself. You might be tired. You might feel a little cranky from a little bit of a detox from all the sugar you used to eat and now you're not eating it anymore. But this is where the willpower, this is where our mindset training that I'm going to put you through in our group is going to help, because every single person in our accountability group at some point is going to be frustrated, is going to struggle. And that could be with any kind of situation. Maybe something happens in their life that's stressful. It doesn't mean you should be giving up on your health and fitness. That actually means you should be pushing harder in your health and fitness, because that's going to ultimately improve your mood, which then will help you with the stress that you're going through in your life. So there are going to be points in which you will struggle. And I had that the other day. I posted it on social media. I was doing my workout in the morning and I literally just wanted to cry. Nothing was going right. I just was having a horrible morning and my workout sucked and I was so pissed off, and I didn't quit though. So that's what I'm going to be training you to do, is when you have those moments, when you have that time of weakness, when you have those struggles, that is not a sign for you to quit and start over in a couple months. That's a sign of growth, actually. And I don't know if anyone's religious in here, but that's like God or a higher spirit telling you and testing you to keep going, to see if you're freaking going to do it or not. If everything was easy, every freaking person on this planet would be jacked and in shape. But it's not easy because we struggle with things, and a lot of times we let that struggle get the best of us. And I'm going to help you, and I'm going to be right there next to you, and I'm going to be encouraging you and helping you. But you ultimately have to push through those struggles yourself, using the training in the group, leaning on the group, leaning on people in there. Maybe they've gone through similar experiences, posting in there what you're going through. Just getting that support is super, super important. And that's what these groups are ultimately about. And that's what differentiates going to the gym or going to a workout class from what we're about to do. Because what we're about to do is we're going to work on our mind, we're going to work on our bodies, and we're going to work on our nutrition. And a lot of the times going to the gym and things like that don't offer all those three things to train you in that you ultimately need to be a successful person in your health and fitness. And then the last thing, I'm pretty sure it said like the end is gorgeous or something. And I kind of put in there like, well, there's really no end. So this is kind of saying like, when we're done with our group, I always have one every single month. So I don't want you to think that this is over after this group's over, because it's not. Your health and fitness journey should be a forever thing. It shouldn't be 3 weeks, 6 months, a year. It needs to be a forever work in progress, because if it's not, you're always going to be starting over and over and over and over again. But what it means by the end is gorgeous is you will 100% reach your goals. You will, if you follow what you're supposed to follow. If you're doing the nutrition, if you're doing the workouts, and if you're working on your mindset and you're leaning on this group for accountability, there is literally no way you will not reach your goals. The only way you will not reach your goals is when you start doubting yourself, when you start doubting the process, when you think, well, I don't need to eat that. I'll just work out. I don't need to do all that. You're not going to see the results that you want. If you want 100% of your progress, your results, or your goals that are in your mind, you have to do what it takes. And I'm going to provide you with what it takes, and I'm going to guide you and help you and show you, and you just have to do the work. And then at the end, you're going to be so freaking proud of yourself, because we're going to document this. We're going to document your progress. You're going to see yourself grow. It's not going to be like, well, I don't know if I'm seeing progress or not, because I'm going to literally force you to document your progress and see yourself growing, so that each week you know why you're doing this. So that's what it means by the end is gorgeous. There's no end of your journey. It's just you reaching the goals and then setting a new one to reach. So we talk about that a lot. So I hope this helped. I don't know if any of you do work on your mindset right now, like listening to maybe some podcasts that help with professional development. And professional development, all I mean is just working on yourself. Like, I always think when I'm choosing a podcast, because I love listening to podcasts, and I'll actually have some in our group for you guys to listen to if you're into that. I listen to them in the car as I'm driving to work, and I always think about something I'm struggling with personally. So that could be, I don't know, just like feeling uncomfortable. Like maybe you feel uncomfortable with communicating with friends and family or something. I don't know. This is so like stupid. I probably have a million other things I could think of, but I'm blanking. But anything that you're struggling with, like communication with your partner or whatever, there's podcasts and professional development all on that stuff. And everyone should be listening to a professional telling you and giving you ideas on how to make that better and make yourself better. So I'm constantly working on myself. I'm figuring out what I'm struggling with or what's stressing me out. And then I go do the research, listen to podcasts and things like that on it. And it truly does help. I've grown so much by reflecting on my struggles and working on them. And that's what I'm going to help you do during this group, is kind of teach you the ways in which I've done it. And then hopefully you'll be able to apply that. And so with this group, action has to be taken in order for this mindset thing to work. So when I give you a daily task or a daily challenge, they are optional. But if you don't take action on that stuff, you can't expect this to change or this to be clear for you to be able to make the right choices. So when I deliver these daily tasks, I do it in a way that I'm like, okay, they have to take action on this today. They have to take action on the next one today. And they have to start implementing this stuff into their life so that they can take this fitness journey on forever and not just for a couple weeks or a couple months. So if you're that person who starts something and then does it for a little bit and then quits for a little while and then starts something else and then quits, I'm hoping that you take these daily tasks serious in the accountability group and really take action on them, because I think you're going to see an enormous change in yourself and will be less inclined to do that starting, stopping. And so yeah, that's really all I have for the mindset. And I know some of my girls, I'm not going to share any of their posts because we really get deep in our groups. Like we talk about stuff like that's, that you wouldn't talk about really out in the public. And so it gets really personal. And I just think it's so therapeutic, the things that we all share with each other. And I wish I could take a screenshot of it and share with you, but it's really private stuff. But everyone in there is growing and everyone's seeing progress because they're working on themselves and their mind. And I'm so freaking proud of my son for not getting up and screaming at me during this live video this entire time. I'm like shocked and blown away right now that he's still sitting here watching Beauty and the Beast. But that's it for today. The nutrition post is up. If you didn't see it, I am talking all about portion control. And that's really what we focus on in the accountability group. So the portion control is huge. That's something that I have learned I can do for life. I don't have to cut out food groups. I don't have to cut out carbs. I don't have to cut out fruit and whatever crazy crap that is out there that people are saying you need to cut out. It's really all about portions, and I'm going to teach you all about that. We're going to get you all set up. And so you're going to be ready to go on day one if you decide that this is, something that you want to do. So watch that nutrition video if you didn't, and please ask questions underneath of it if you have any questions. Like if I didn't answer everything for you, you have, more questions about the containers or about what I do and all that fun stuff, you can definitely ask. Tomorrow, I'm going to actually go live and take you through a day of my eating. Now, your eating might not look like my eating, but I'm going to show you how I incorporate the containers into my day, how often I eat, and how much I'm eating. So I will take you through all of that tomorrow. And then also I'm pretty sure if I look at my schedule, what's tomorrow, Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. I'm going to be posting a video that I've already recorded about the workouts. So I'm going to show you everything behind the scenes, how to access the workouts, what are the workouts, what workouts should you be doing. So I'll talk all about those. And then, like I said, I'll take you through a day of my eating. And this is the beginning. It's starting. And I think that's it. I can't remember. I don't have my planner in front of me. But I think that's tomorrow's deal. And then Thursday's deal, we'll talk options on what you should be doing. Okay. All right. Do you want me to get off now? Is it time? Is it time? Yep. He says, Mom, it's time. Okay. Right. Okay. Can I say bye to everyone real quick? Okay. All right, guys. Have a good night. And if you have questions right now, just go ahead and type them in the comments right now. Oh my God, my arm is killing me. My workout today, holy crap. It was insane. I'm like sore everywhere. But yeah, I'm just rambling. Bye guys. Say bye. Okay, bye.